So,
guys.
Dr.
So the
Bravo,
questions.
are you happy with the rate we are procuring vaccines? Because especially the businessmen, they think we should accelerate procurement to normalize business as soon as possible. Are you happy with the step that and the transparency level of the procurement process?
There will always be a risk. But even the USA got this risk. In fact, they put in billions of dollars to Moderna just so the vaccine development would have to be facilitated and fast-tracked, right? Pfizer did not get one, but Moderna actually got billions from Trump to
Yes.
get their vaccine development really, they were actually
Full
optimistic
swing.
in the beginning
Yeah.
to have that vaccine to have good immune response.
Warp
So they
speed.
risked that. Now,
Oh.
here, as I said earlier, the key here is to ensure or to make sure that the vaccine that we are going to get will really get a good safety and efficacy. And that is the risk. If you have to put an advanced market commitment, and that is a fact, that everyone else in the world is putting in an advanced market commitment so that they will be prioritized if in case the vaccine is already there. But I assure you that no country would want to use a vaccine that has not been proven to be safe and effective. That's all there is to it. But there is always going to be a risk.
You think
So
we're
you
moving
don't-
quickly enough?
Okay, so
That
yeah,
was
but-
my question. You think we are moving quickly enough, or it can still be accelerated?
So my question to you, Ami, is
The
why are
government
you in a
staff.
hurry? Why are you in a hurry? Do you think the vaccines will change the course of this epidemic?
No, I'm not in a hurry. It's the businessmen who are in a hurry. They
Exactly. So my
The
point is,
Management Association of the Philippines said
Yeah.
if the procurement is accelerated, their business will improve faster. I am not the one in a hurry. You cannot even take the vaccine. I have an allergy.
Hear about that. When you have an epidemic or a pandemic, vaccination will not stop the transmission. It will protect some people, but the epidemic curve will continue. So that has to be clear, no? There is a notion that we're thinking that if the vaccine comes here in January, wala nang COVID. No.
Yes,
The
Ted,
vaccine-
but then there will be a shorter period of that
No, it will be
outbreak.
shorter. You can have
The
a short.
vaccine can always try to get that.
certain
Oh,
level
Dr.
of vaccination.
Dr. Herbosa, let me try to frame it. Nobody is saying that it's a silver bullet. It's the silver bullet.
Correct.
We know it's a cocktail of many things we need to intervene. But for the purpose of this show and this episode, we are putting focus on vaccines. In particular, we wanted to start on the discussion of, given all of the parameters and the protocols and the requirements that have been outlined by you and Dr. Bravo, where does that put, and that's why we started with Sinovac, where does that put Sinovac? I mean, because we get the impression, based on the numbers being thrown around and being cited in media attributed to Secretary Galvez, that Sinovac is at the head of the line right now, 25 million doses. And so we acknowledge that it's a complicated matter, but given the complications and everything that you said, efficacy, safety, we need access to data, we need clinical trials, but at the same time, we do need to get in front of the line as quickly as possible. Given all of that, where should Sinovac be in the list of priorities? Because it looks like a priority for government right now.
It's a matter of, you have money to buy vaccines, right? Which vaccine company will sell you the vaccine, and which one has approval for your FDA? So that's the questions. Those are the questions and parameters you need to talk about making the vaccines arrive here. Even if we had the money and Pfizer says, I'm sorry, we cannot sell to you because 80% of our manufacturing and production has already been bought. And we have to deliver that first. And we can deliver to you in 2022. Pagpipilitan ko ba na bumili tayo ng Pfizer? Hindi. We'll look for
No,
another.
but we
want AstraZeneca or Moderna.
We can deliver to you by March. Sabi ng ganun ng Chinese company, we built a new plant in China and it can produce 100 million vaccines by March. And if you want, we can deliver 25 million to you. And you can immediately start injecting your health workers.
But look,
No, but
Well,
are we not going to first?
I'll answer your question, Doc. I mean, it's a false dichotomy. Following your own argument was, ba't ba tayo nagmamadali? You pointed out quite legitimately that look, we don't need to rush on because the other side of this, the other side of this is not just the other side of this is not just getting access to what is already proven. It is also not necessarily to jump into something that we don't know if it's going to do us any harm. In the meantime, you said we do have options, even if the vaccines do not come, and kahit mahuli tayo sa pila, the fact is we still know how to social distance. We still have our health protocols to follow. We need to mask up. We still need to be disciplined about this until such time that a proven vaccine is something that is available to us. But it's a false dichotomy to say that ito yung available wala pang data yan, pero yan ang available. Hindi ba yan ang susundukan mo?
Because you're thinking it's only one or the other.
No, that's precisely what I'm saying. It's not. What I'm saying is,
of all of these factors, you've got to do the minimum public health measures and preventive measures to control and contain transmission. Now, if there is a vaccine, assuming there was none, and in 1918, when we had the influenza pandemic, we had no vaccine for influenza. But we were able to fight it with minimum public health standards, isolating people, those with symptoms, and identifying them. So it can be done with public health measures. Now, if we had the vaccine, that's even better. So it's icing on the cake. So now, the vaccines are not all safe. There are risks. Dr. Bravo said that. So which vaccine will I take? So you need to do a lot of expert study on that, and you have to take risks. So the rich countries invested on Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca, but I think those are the two that are going to produce for them. And they're investing it. But I'm sure if, let's say, they find out that Sinovac and Sinopharm also works, I'm sure they're going to be sold to as well. And they'll probably use it as well so that they can inoculate more people at a faster time. So that's the other problem. If you want to create herd immunity, you need to create a vaccination program that can inject more people at a shorter period of time. So
Ako ang question ko, Dr. Ted or Dr. Lulu. My question is very simple. Is the government unnecessarily putting extra favor or priority to Sinovac at the cost of, risking lives? Just because we feel we're not going to be able to, get enough
that's a very strong,
Pfizer vaccine.
We will not be risking lives.
Simple as that.
The money.
the adverse reactions
Do not
for
risk
Sinovac
lives.
and
There is no
Sinopharm,
such thing as
there are no
risking
deaths.
lives. We cannot do that.
But in
Okay.
mRNA, there are deaths. So it's not the same.
Yeah, okay. I'm just
When
trying
I
to
said
simplify.
risk,
Are
it's
we
losing the
are
money,
we
but we will not use the
prioritizing?
vaccine
Yeah.
that
It is not
cannot
a treatment.
put safety
It's a
as the number one priority.
Okay, I get that. But okay, are you saying, ito lang, are we prioritizing Sinovac? Do you think that is putting too much of it? Yeah, do you think that we're putting too much money or betting too much on Sinovac
No, I
ahead
told
of
you the
all the
government
others?
policy
I think
and
it's
the
that.
recommendation of the vaccine expert panel is a portfolio of vaccines. So they will list a number of vaccines that the government should procure, and we are not investing on one. And that's very clear by the vaccine
Okay.
expert panel, and that's very clear in the policy of the IATF. We are doing a portfolio of vaccine. In fact, the government signed together with the group of Joey Concepcion the AstraZeneca order. Nakapirma tayo. May government
Right.
guarantee yun. So in fact,
Right.
we participated in that. So that's one part of the portfolio already being delivered. So
yes, sir.
got
But
may 23 million ka pang kailangan.
yes, but sir, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to keep going back to this, but that's precisely where things get muddled because malinaw yung message nyo. It has to be a portfolio, di ba?
Correct.
You have to spread it out. It has to be a portfolio. But yung private sector initiative is talking about 2 million doses. And yes, that's limited by access. That's limited by our number, our place in the line. That's understood. So 2 million, hindi naman sa inyo. But we're comparing it to if the quotes are accurate and we've double checked it, the impression is that 25 million versus 2 million.
Wait,
Do
Robbie,
we-
Robbie,
for-
Robbie, listen to this. Listen to this. We signed an agreement with AstraZeneca. Do you know when they can deliver the 2 million? August 2021.
Yeah, yes, sir. And that brings us back to the question of Lucci.
So it's against
Understood. No, no.
We're
Oh, sige,
arguing
sige.
about something
So,
that will come later next year.
yes, yes. But
Paper
let's
that's ordered, but it's
well,
not going to
let's say
until August.
yes, but sir, let's say for the sake of argument that that is what I'm arguing for. Let's say for the sake of argument, what I'm arguing for is let's wait it out because it was Dr. Herbosa who I think correctly said na hindi naman natin tinataya lahat sa vaccine eh. Mag-social distance tayo for a longer period if we have to. Let's mask up if we have to. It's going to be a longer recovery for the economy if we have to. But are you saying, and this is precisely, I think, Lucci's question, are you saying, for the sake of argument, on the other side, that, look, hindi nga natin maantay eh. So, in the meantime, in the meantime,
Now, all vaccines, whether it's going to be Sinovac,
I took you on your hypothetical.
no.
So are you saying nasungga pa natin yun?
One point is that for any vaccine, whether it's European, American, Chinese, they will go through the same rigmarole of FDA submissions and analysis. Isa lang yan dadaanan yan. Walang preference yan. They
Okay.
pass and they may fail. So we can order with Astra, and then when the panel in FDA studies all the trials and they say mukhang malabo ito, hindi ito safe, baka hindi nila i-approve yung EUA, no? Pwedeng mangyari yon. Ganun din yung Sinovac. The Sinovac, we can talk G to G, government to government procurement, maybe a government loan from China to give us the 20 million or 25 million. Pero pag hindi yan pumasa, wala. Hindi din natin bibilin yan. We do not have the authority. So, una yung safety, una yung FDA regulatory. Importante yung regulatory process. Hindi mo pwedeng i-shortcut yun. And
Doctor,
that's
your
for people. That's for the safety of the people and the citizens. That's what the FDA is there for. That's why we have a
Doctor-
regulatory agency.